Welcome in, soccer fans, USL2 fans, Colorado Rush fans. I feel like we might have done this before. We're glad you're with us here streaming if you can't be with us, and we hope to see you eventually with our home matches that'll be coming up here as it's a start and a reboot, essentially, for the Colorado Rush as we join USL2. We did this just over a year ago. COVID hit. We had, of course, the season that was interrupted because of that. And, of course, we're not unique to all of the other sports seasons, really, that had some of the issues that we dealt with in 2020 and parts of 2021. But we are excited to announce coming up the season for USL2 and the Colorado Rush, ready to get into the season with some great home matches that will be at Denver Christian High School this season. We hope to see a lot of you out there. All the details and the new details are coming up in a press conference. Joe Webb is going to talk, of course, the owner and the president of Colorado Rush and the semi-pro development as we jump into the USL2. We'll be introduced to our coach, the coaching staff, a new supporters club that is very exciting, and we hope that you join in and can be a part of. And we're going to level up, so to speak, talk about some sports performance that is joining the Colorado Rush semi-pro development that is also jumping into USL2. Some very exciting details coming up for you, and make sure you stick around afterwards. We're going to talk with a lot of the folks that are involved in this press conference as well, and we want you to be involved with the Colorado Rush as we start anew here in 2021. The press conference is coming up. We'll hear from Summer Henderson and introduce to all the folks, fine folks here at Bolero is hosting this press conference and a major sponsor here for the Colorado Rush. Learn all about it coming up next here from Lone Tree.
Welcome everyone. Thank you all for coming, and thanks to all of you who are watching online. My name is Summer Henderson. I am a member of the marketing team at Colorado Rush Pro Development, and I'm excited to host today's press conference. Before we start into the presentation, we would like to thank our host, Bolero Lone Tree. What an amazing environment and entertainment center this is. We could not be more excited and appreciative of the hospitality today, and I know everyone is excited to be here. I'm super thrilled to be kicking off today's presentation. We do have a few speakers to get through today, so I'll be keeping things rolling pretty quickly. But if you do have any questions, please wait till the end and for all the speakers to finish, and we will have time at the end to answer your questions and answer them for you. For the first speaker today, I would like to introduce Joe Webb. He is the CEO of the Colorado Rush Pro Development and responsible for the day-to-day operations for our franchise. He's going to take a few minutes today to discuss the upcoming 2021 season and the Pro Rush Development franchise.
Thank you, Summer. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in online today. It's almost a surreal feeling being up here today. It's kind of like deja vu, maybe a little bit. You see, this is the same place that we were just a little over a year ago. Last time we were here to announce our new franchise, and it was a very exciting day for everyone. At the time, we knew the year ahead of us was going to be challenging, as it is for any new USL2 team coming into the league. But little did we know what was going to happen in the year that was coming ahead of us. It was really just a few short weeks after that announcement was finished that the COVID epidemic would take our country by storm, and everyone knows the international crisis that would follow in its path. I'll never forget the disappointment of the staff and the team when hearing the news of the cancellation of our 2020 season. But despite that disappointment, the group carried on, and I'm proud of the staff and everything that we did during 2020 to keep this program alive. During this time period, the staff has shown so much resilience and tenacity to keep things right on track for 2021. And there are, unfortunately, plenty of businesses and soccer franchises that will not return from this pandemic, but I'm grateful we are not one of them. I really do feel that during this pandemic, many of us have been humbled, and we have learned that we shouldn't so easily take some of the things that we do love in life for granted. That may include things as simple as just the sport of soccer and the opportunity to go out in the park and kick around with friends or gather with family to watch our favorite team play in a local rivalry game. So here we are again, back at the same place as we were before. And this time, we have great optimism because we are returning for our 2021 season, and we truly have some really great things to look forward to this year. We are blessed to have the return of head coach Elliot Prost and his amazing staff. We are blessed to have a wonderful facility to play our home games in this summer and a great place to train. We are blessed to have amazing partnerships and people to see us through the challenges. We are blessed that the staff at USL League 2 have been awesome to work with throughout the pandemic and have kept the league in a healthy place. We are blessed for our division partners. The franchises in Park City and Ogden, they have been great. The last few months have been really hard, and having a small division creates a lot of adversity. And we really rely on one another to make it happen. So a huge thank you to those clubs for being able to adjust accordingly and roll with all the punches. We all know how much the League 2 season means to our players and to our staff. I'm also super grateful, and we feel really blessed for the fact that we will be able to have a limited number of fans at games this summer. This is really great news. The game is really all about the players and the fans. And I'm happy to say you can purchase tickets through our ticket provider, gopassage.com. Our first preseason game is coming up on May 14th at 7 p.m. We really are blessed. Are there going to be challenges ahead of us? Of course there will be. Is the path going to be easy for us coming out of this pandemic? Of course not. But I can say with confidence, this group will meet those challenges, welcome them head on, and we'll be able to overcome them with resilience. I feel sorry for anyone who does try to get in the way of this group, and I can't wait to finally see them take the pitch this summer. I'm excited to be kicking off the 2021 season, and I look forward to seeing everyone at a game this summer. Go Rush. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. Next person I would like to introduce is Elliot Prost. He's the head coach of the Rush Pro Development Senior Team, and he's here to discuss the team and coaching staff. Please welcome up Coach Elliot Prost.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us, either here in person or at home virtually behind your computer screen. Just want to take a moment to thank Joe for allowing us the opportunity to be competing in the USL2 this season. As is mentioned, obviously, we were very excited about the 2020 season, which was cut short because of the pandemic, but I think is only fueled the fire and made us more excited about kicking off this year. I want to take also a moment to introduce and more importantly thank the staff. Louis Wilcox here on my left, he'll be operating as an assistant coach and goalkeeper coach, as well as Levi Rossi, also on staff this summer in an assistant coach capacity. We are very excited about the group and the roster put together. Out of the 24 players that have been currently signed, about 50% of these players are returners from last season, people that we had the opportunity to work with last year, and people that we feel very confident that they have the right mindset to be part of what we want to do, but more importantly, they are very talented and exciting prospect in the youth. I want to say in the USL2 soccer landscape. Our goal, obviously, what we want to achieve is to provide these players with a unique training environment to make things as professional and more importantly, impact their development. Obviously, the USL2 is a very good platform as is offering us with really high-level competition, but also a structure on a daily basis where we have a competitive training environment and players are challenged and they get the opportunity to push themselves and challenge their limits. We are about a week away from our first training. We'll be kicking off our official season on May 11th, which is next Tuesday. That'll be our first official training, and then we are now 10 days away from our first preseason match on Friday, May 14th. I now want to address all the young Rush players watching this from Colorado Rush or other Rush branches in the state. we wanna make you guys a part of what we're doing. We want to see you guys at games. We want to create a relationship between our USL2 players and youth players within the Rush. I think when Tim Scholes created our club in 1997 was to create a pyramid of youth players, eventually gravitating towards the top of the pyramid. I feel like today at Colorado Rush, the USL2 is the top of our pyramid, and this is our first team. The more we can include our youth players and the more we can get them involved with our USL2 team, I think there will be benefit both on the USL2 side but also on the youth side. I think we have players on the team this summer that go to really prestigious college, really prestigious soccer program, and I think they are great role models for any Rush player aspiring to be a college player one day. My message to the players today is I hope they're excited just like we are. Our staff is extremely excited, and I also hope that they have as strong as a desire as we have to come and work hard this summer. I think the Rush stands for hard work. I think the Rush stands for tenacity, and that's definitely something that we'll expect of our players this summer. Obviously this will be a short but yet very long season. I think it's about 8 to 10 weeks filled with 12 to 14 games. So there will be a lot happening in a short amount of time, but I'm looking forward to all the ups and the good things that will happen, as well as all the learning moments and growing opportunities that will come within that. For all of you guys watching at home, thank you for being a part of what we do. I think, just supporting us from afar, just following us on media or watching game or just sending notes to players, to coaches. I think this means a lot to us, and we're really grateful for the support we've received over the past 12 months. And as Joe said, we can't wait to see you guys at games and trainings this summer. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Coach Elliott. We appreciate the update on the team and staff, and we look forward to seeing you all in action this summer. The next person I'll be introducing is Kylie Clark. She is with our partner, Next Level Sports and Performance. She is also in charge of the strength and conditioning and injury prevention aspects of our team. Let's welcome up Kylie.
Thank you, Summer, and thank you to the Colorado Rush staff for allowing me and inviting me to be here. So as Summer said, I'm a physical therapist at Next Level Sports Performance in Golden. I work with a team of not only strength coaches, but physical therapists and an athletic trainer. Really, we strive to provide the best care for anyone, all ages and activity levels that walk through our door. But something that we also pride ourselves on is treating the highest level of athletes. And so that was why I was really excited to form this partnership with Joe and with the Colorado Rush. We really believe that having these players in our doors throughout the season and providing them the best care is going to keep them healthy, keep them in shape and ready to go, to make sure that you guys have the best start and the best kind of season that we can, by making sure that we're giving them the care that they need. It's been a real pleasure to work with Joe and Elliot and the staff the past few weeks, to start planning out what this is going to look like, because this is a new partnership for us, a new project that we're working on to really make sure that we are working together to work well with their schedule and to work well with what they feel like their needs are, but also making sure that we're giving the athletes the best care when they walk in the door. I think the two areas that we're going to address to start is having opportunities for players after training to come into the clinic and provide some hands-on treatment, some recovery, whatever really they feel like they need after training and after games, to make sure that throughout that next week they're ready to go. And then we also have a fantastic staff of strength and conditioning coaches. They're also going to be able to come out to practice and to provide players with kind of that transition between getting back from recovery as well as kind of starting that strength and conditioning process throughout the season and being there at training to assist with any kind of extra recovery, warm-up, strength that they need before they head into training with Elliot. It's been great so far to see the communication, working with Joe and Elliot more specifically so far to say, how do we integrate kind of our staff together and work together to make sure that we give the best care to our players. We are set up and ready to go. We're excited to work with the team starting next week as they start their training process. We're excited to have that opportunity to go out to games, to see the players play and to support them as best we can. And overall, our staff is just really excited to have this opportunity to work with the players and to work with the Colorado Rush. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Rebecca, and we appreciate everything you do for our players. Next, I was going to ask Joe to come up one more time for a... Oh, sorry. The last speaker today from the president of our brand and our brand new and official supporters club, the Rush 12th Mountain Division. Rebecca has been passionate about starting the supporters group and has all the information for one interested in getting involved. Please welcome up Rebecca Smith.
Good morning. First, I want to thank Colorado Rush for this opportunity to come out and support these players and coaches, and I want to thank Joe. The first thing I thought of when Joe said he was starting this team was, oh my gosh, where do I get the tickets? My kids have grown up in Rush. We're super excited for this opportunity to come out and see these older players. We have some wonderful athletes that have signed with us, both on and off the field, and we just want to be that 12th man on the field and really support them. I want to thank the coaches for including us and allowing us to be there to wave them on and support them in any way that we can. We are planning some exciting events this summer. Everything from our kickoff and our meet and greets to showing the guys support as they leave for a traveling game and welcoming them home when they get back. We also will be at the field in our own special section, so if you are willing to come out and make some noise, we would love to have you. And again, I thank Joe for this opportunity to just come out here and create an environment that is supportive for both our staff and our players. So if you guys are interested, we would love to have you. Check out our social media. When you join our supporters group, you're also going to get access to some exclusive events and some meeting times with our players. So there's a lot of things going on, and as we grow, we'll grow those opportunities as well. So I appreciate you guys allowing me to be here today because I'm just the #1 fan. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, and everything that you do. Next, I'm going to ask Joe Webb to come up to give us one big announcement.
Thank you again, Summer. Summer is right. I do have a big announcement today. We're very excited to announce today that Bolero has joined as our title sponsor for the 2021 season. We're extremely grateful to Bolero for the support they have given us. And as you can see from the examples I brought today, maybe Summer, you can help me out here. The Bolero logo will be printed on the front of our game day jerseys. And there'll also be, we did this one for fun, it's a 300. So we thought it was a good match. And then they'll also be printed on the front of all of our training jerseys as well. Thank you. Bolero is a global media company and the largest owner and operator of bowling centers in the world. Bolero is a blacklight bowling retro-inspired hangout powered by interactive arcade games, signature cocktails, an outrageous menu of oversized shareables, and nostalgia. Forget everything you thought bowling could be and experience the kind of epic fun that only happens when you go to Bolero. These upscale entertainment centers are sure to keep everyone entertained. You need to check it out. There are locations all over Colorado and the U.S., so check them out today. Thank you, Bolero. We'd also like to thank all of our partners and sponsors for making this event and all the upcoming events possible. So Capelli Sport, Next Level Sports Performance, Activate Canopy, Go Passage, and there's a few other sponsors that I haven't mentioned, but thank you to all of our sponsors for making this season possible for us this year. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everyone. Now we're going to open things up to questions from the media. When you have a question, please raise your hand and wait for an indication. Please clearly state your name and organization and then your question. You can either ask anyone specifically, or if you don't know or it's not for a specific person, then just ask the panel and the appropriate person from the panel will answer. Yes.
Well, first I'd like just to say a personal to both Elliot and Joe, you know, the hundreds of hours that you guys put in, nobody ever sees, because there's only an hour and 45 minutes on the field, and it comes and goes in a flash, but those hundreds, thousands of hours sometimes really determines your success, and nobody sees that. It's not seen, it's hidden, it's people aren't thankful for it, but then that hour and 45 minutes, that's where it really shows up. So keep plugging away. I know firsthand that you guys are up late, early in the morning, working hard to make it successful. So good job, and keep going, don't stop. I'd like to know a little bit more about the team. You said it's formed specifically. Any kids outside the country?
Yeah, we're gonna have a pretty diverse roster, which I think is kind of unique, because in my mind, soccer is all about diversity, and I mean, I think the staff here, we've all played in the USL2 level. At the time it was called the PDL, but what's kind of unique about the season is you meet kids for a short period of time from very different environments. So for example, this summer we're gonna have players from France, players from Germany, players from Austria, players from Australia, players from New Zealand. So there's going to be several countries from different continents represented. We're also very lucky and excited about having Rush players on the team, the likes of Bailey Bruce, who is now in the third round of the national tournament, Luke Henderson. So several players who've been through the ranks of Rush as academy players and now playing on our first team. So we're really excited about that. We're also very appreciative of you know, Rush Soccer and Colorado Rush giving us the opportunity to host players and giving them a place to stay. Players from out of state and out of the country will be staying with the club, which we're excited about. And then and like I said, out of 24 players, we've got about 12 to 13 that were with us this summer. So why are we excited about this? Is because we feel that that's going to save us some time early on in the season where there's already a little bit of chemistry pre-established from last year, and then we feel like the players that are coming in and joining the roster are also players that will be very adaptable and will be ready to go very soon. You know, right now where we are, we're very excited to meet the group next Tuesday. Obviously, some of them are just coming back from NCAA tournaments. Some of them are still in the tournament. Some of them finished the season a couple weeks ago, so people are going to come in with different level of fitness. We'll be working with Next Level to kind of make sure everybody's on the similar fitness level and obviously trying to stay healthy and ready to go for game time. Our first official game is May 28th. We'll be kicking off our official season at home against Joey's against Park City, or them?
Sounds right.
One of the two. One of the two, and then and so we have a couple of weeks to get everybody ready.
That's a home game?
Yeah, first home game on Friday, May 28th. But in terms of the roster, obviously we're excited about the players coming in. You know, we've got Logan and Jerry here that were very key pieces of what we did last year. So it's just a matter of getting the guys in town in our training environment and get to work.
You mind if I do a follow-up question on the roster? Just a fun question. Who's the youngest? Who's the oldest? What's the average age?
I think the average is about 22, so all of our guys are in college currently. We got some of them that just completed their freshman year, and we have a handful of players who will be fifth year senior next year, meaning that obviously they will be in a regular year, or like in a regular period, they'll be graduating in the spring, but because of the pandemic and COVID, some of them will be heading back to college just for a semester next fall. So I think the average age is about 22 years old, the youngest being 19, and then I think the oldest 24, 23 or 24. So very, very condensed in terms of the age spread. Everybody's within a few years of each other.
Cool.
Matt Pollard, last word on soccer. Joe, where are you playing your home games this year?
So this year we've been blessed to get the space at Denver Christian School to play our games. It's a great facility, a great private school facility that just gives us everything we need to host a really professional level match. So we're really grateful to them to coming through this pandemic, getting facilities and all that has been challenging, and then finding out if we'll be able to host fans or not, going through the different dial levels and playing with all that's been challenging. But we're excited. We'll have a limited number of tickets available to fans, and we'll still respect social distancing rules and follow any CDC guidelines in regards. But we've got a great company called Argus Staffing coming out to do ticket taking and ushering, and it'll just be a really great game day environment. So we're really looking forward to hosting games at Denver Christian this year.
Will that be the training ground as well?
We're actually training out in Long Lake Ranch in Arvada, so a little bit separated out there, but we are training out in Long Lake Ranch this year.
For Joe or Elliot, whoever's more comfortable, how are you dealing with? You mentioned that you've got about half the roster already filled, but for filling out the other half of the roster and dealing with the fact that college seasons were curtailed, that was development that didn't get had for some of those players, game film that ultimately you weren't able to see and evaluate. How are you dealing with that in terms of roster construction?
Do you want me to take this, Joe?
Yeah.
Well, we know we're lucky enough where we're being part of the Rush. We have a very extended network around the country and coaches that not only trust our brand, but are also willing to work with us. So like you said, the easy part of completing the roster was just to re-sign in a way players from last year. In terms of the players that we wanted to bring that we didn't know from last year, it's been obviously watching a lot of game film, recommendation, talking to college coaches, because we have the players for the summer where they're going back and playing with their college program for the remainder of the year. So obviously as a franchise we take pride in working with college coaches. We want to make sure that top players from programs that we trust and that we work with, they have a good environment for them to train over the summer, which is what we're able to provide. And then just really working with scouting, watching games, talking to coaches, just word of mouth. I think the soccer community it's big, but it's small enough where if there's a top player somewhere, if you feel like there's a prospect that could bring something to your team, I think it's easy as well to get in touch with the coach and present your project and see if the college coach has any interest of having his top players playing at the USL2 season this summer. So in short, to answer your question, I think it's about relationship that we've created with college coaches, with programs, and also the network that comes with our staff, but also the Rush brand as a whole.
This might be a better question for the league, so I understand if you can't answer it in full detail. How is the organization dealing with COVID still out there? I'm in a position as someone who's a young, healthy person. Well, I'll be fully vaccinated by the end of the month. I'm not sure what the situation with the players is, but how are you handling COVID compliance in terms of in training, players who are coming back? There's international players you mentioned who might have visas that complicates that, having a home situation where they have to deal with COVID from that standpoint. How are you dealing with that to prevent, say, what happened with the Rapids last fall?
So the league has actually been really proactive, and kind of as I mentioned, the league has been really great to work with throughout all of this. I mean, they've just had it really together, but each organization has been, has the responsibility to have a health officer in each group. So each team, if you will, has a health officer that's responsible every day for doing certain health checks with the players. And then the players are all going to be required to be in a bubble this summer. So hopefully that will keep the exposure from our teams and groups a little less. And then, like I said, at games this summer, we're going to work closely with Argus to make sure that we're maintaining social distancing practices and any of the CDC guidelines that come along for us. So.
Elliot, you mentioned French players, the average age being 22. Will the organization be pursuing Kylian Mbappe this summer?
We went really hard after him. He couldn't be here today because he's about to kick off in a couple of hours against Man City. But we went after him pretty heavy. Obviously, you understand that there was financial constraint with as excited as we are about our sponsor, we couldn't afford the wage and just the salary fee. So he will not be joining us this summer.
Elliot, if this team played last year's team, who's better? Who'd win?
Us or PSG?
No,
Definitely us.
this roster. If this roster played last year's roster, who's better?
Well, I think if last year's roster were to be this year's roster, we wouldn't be doing our job right. I mean, obviously, what we want to do is we want to improve and progress every year. So I feel like just our roster, and last year was pretty unique because obviously there was a pandemic, was going pretty hard at the time. So I think our roster this year will be better, and this is because we worked extremely hard for the past 12 months. I think we held our last training mid-July last year, and I think as early as late July we were already planning and preparing for this year. So we've worked diligently to make sure that the caliber of players coming in and the prospect coming in have added value to what we had last year. We were able to handpick the player that we wanted to see return, and then just worked hard to make sure that the players coming in addition of those players were gonna bring something and make us better essentially.
If you don't mind, I know Lewis obviously, but Levi, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually been lucky enough. I grew up in Denver and have been around for quite a bit, coaching on the college scene. So I've worked at the University of Denver on the men's side and had the opportunity to recruit and watch a lot of the kids who will be joining the roster this summer. And I'm currently working on the women's side at the University of Denver and have gotten to know these guys through the years just being around and working within the soccer community. And so as we've kind of gotten to know each other and I spent a little time around the program, they asked me to join and become a part of the staff this year. And so I was lucky enough to be able to join and have the flexibility to come work with the boys and hopefully be able to add a little something and learn from them as well. So I'm just excited to be a part of it and excited to join up and help in any way that I can.
Welcome.
I think one more thing for me on that note is, we about the staff, we're excited about the roster of players coming in because we feel like we've significantly improved the quality of our rosters from last year. Looking at this gentleman here, and there will be one more coach joining us who is currently in Tennessee but will be relocating here for the summer to work with the team. I think we've really increased the quality of our staff, not only in quantity but also in quality. I mean, having someone like Levi coming on board, obviously Lewis, his role is continuing to grow over the month with the team. But I think right now we're very well rounded in terms of technical staff. I know Joe's done a really good job with the front office staff, where we have several staff members supporting him from all admin perspective. But I think right now we're in a position where looking at our technical staff and our front office staff, I think we're really excited about the pieces we've put together and what the puzzle is currently looking like.
What's the gentleman's name, the other gentleman?
His name is Alex Zaroyan. He's currently in Tennessee as a college coach. He'll be working with us this summer on a volunteer basis, just supporting the staff and getting involved with different areas of the USL2 franchise and also working with the youth during our camp and that kind of stuff.
And Matt, just to add on to your question about players, we've also had 2 open tryouts. And man, we've had some really quality players come in through those open tryouts. I mean, it's better than I could have even hoped or expected. We just finished one this last weekend, so the coaches are still narrowing down that, but you will see a couple announcements in a few weeks of players that have come in through that open tryout, potentially some local diamonds in the rough, if you will. So just another layer to that.
Are there any plans to have streaming, recording them and the games, or streaming them live?
Absolutely, and we're very fortunate. We've got a great partner. They're here with us today, Stream It Sports, but they're going to be out at our home games, streaming all those. So I don't want that to discourage people from coming out and buying tickets, because we still certainly love having fans at the game. I think it creates a great environment for the players. But additionally, all our clubs and all our partners and everybody all over the country will be able to, and all over the world really, will be able to tune in and check out these players that we have, because we've got some really talented guys. So I'm sure people are going to want to see it. So we're lucky enough. Stream It Sports will be there this season, and they've contracted to work with us this season on our home game. So very fortunate to have Phil and Corey and the crew working with us again this year.
Thank you to everyone for coming today. We appreciate all of your support and we look forward to seeing you at one of our games this season. We have a beautiful cake that was provided to us by Dasmaya Bakery in Avada. So let's go celebrate and kick off our 2021 season. Thank you all for coming and have a great day. Go Rush.
Special bonus here as we continue with the live stream. We will actually be talking with some of the folks that were standing up there and some questions that we may have as well. Before we do that, though, we wanted you to see a little bit about what happens and what is going on here with the Colorado Rush and the pro development and our Path to Pros video. You'll see some exciting stuff here. Then we'll be back. We'll talk with Joe. We're going to talk with Summer. We're going to talk with the head coach, Elliot, as well. All ahead. So stay here with us on the live stream. We'll answer some questions for you when we return.
One of the biggest standpoints coming out of college into an environment like this is that with college you got so much to balance, but coming into a professional environment like this, it kind of gives them an idea of what the professional standpoint will be when they go into the higher levels.
The challenge is that they are the top tier players in their team.
And by picking us as players, you know, they obviously see something in us to take us all the way to the next level.
Every day is, I gotta be on the top of my game. I can't have a slack day. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this moment in playing. Play in the moment.
I trust you. I trust you. I trust each one of you guys here. But we gotta trust each other. You guys gotta trust each other too.
We need a big win today. I brought a young man in here who understands discipline. He understands winning. He understands leadership. Mr. Shaw Morant.
20 points.
Really don't pay attention to outside noise. Obviously 3 years ago, I probably received my first offer from a college. Wasn't receiving any attention, and 3 years later, projected to go number 2 in the NBA draft. One of the most talked about players.
He's got game.
He just carries himself like a pro too. He literally jumped over him.
In the course of those 3 years, I just learned to just stay grounded, stay humble.
And that's only the first one. And we gotta be used to that feeling. Winning, stepping out the field with the winning. Because when we step out the field with a lose, you guys know how it feels, all right? So let's keep that up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go.
Hey, tomorrow practice. Tomorrow practice. Yes. Tomorrow practice. Mr. Young in the middle. Mr. Young in the Lamborghini, baby.
Welcome back. Our bonus coverage continues. I hope you enjoyed the video. I mean, it's so cool to see what's going on. We're going to have some Match video for you very, very soon. The season kicking off on May 28th, of course, Denver Christian High School. I'm joined by Joe Webb. Joe, I have followed you from not the very beginning, but it feels like as you've come forward, every step forward, you've had to take a couple steps back. COVID, I think, did that to you last year. But I want to say, personally, congratulations. We're finally going to get this thing going here. And fingers crossed, toes crossed as well, that all goes smoothly. But this is a wonderful presentation here, and so exciting with the things you were able to add by being given this extra year here. This has got to be very exciting for you and for the Colorado Rush Club.
You know, I really appreciate that, Corey. We couldn't be more excited. I mean, all the trials, all the tribulations, and it's finally, coming to fruition. The guys have been working so hard every day to make sure that we got to this point that I don't think there was anything that was gonna stop us really from getting here, and our goals are bigger than this, as we've talked about. So, whatever we encounter, we're gonna at this point just take it head on like we have, and keep battling through whatever challenges we face. And we know they're coming now. It's just it's the nature of the business. It's a tough business to be in, and we're ready for that now. We're battle tested, if you will.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's probably the silver lining out of everything here. You were so well prepared to go into the season last year, but now you get yourself a year to really set yourself up, and you've added some things. Summer is here, of course. You have a supporters club now. So many exciting things that the fans will be able to enjoy at Denver Christian High School when you guys kick things off.
Yeah, and really there's going to be a lot more, things coming out. The fan engagement is going to be so cool. So fans really need to come out to the games, because the presentation today was good, but when fans come out to the games, it's going to be a lot of fun, and they're going to find ways to engage with the team and with the game, and we're going to have all kinds of other things going on the side too. So it'll be fun for everybody. The environment's going to be great, and talk about not having a better place to host games, but Denver Christian, such a beautiful facility. I mean, first class all the way around, and so these guys are going to be taken care of well, and the fans and everybody who comes out to games are going to be in a really good place to enjoy the weekend and enjoy the matches. And even the teams come in from out of town, they're going to really enjoy the facilities and have great locker rooms and everything. So we're excited. We're grateful to Denver Christian for allowing us to play our games this year.
Well, we really love, and we want to get the fans engaged, of course. The bottom line, though, this is about pro development here, and you have quite a staff. Elliot Prost is here with you. You've really put together a very nice staff, and you're constructing the roster as we get going here.
Yeah, and really I got to give all the credit to these guys, Elliot and the team. They're working hard as a group, and they're going way over and above what you could ever ask for and expect out of a team. So you're right, the team they've put together, it's going to be competitive this year, and I just, like I said, I feel sorry for any teams that want to come up against us. Our partners in Utah, they've been great, but they got to know we're coming for them. They've been in these meetings with me every week or so, and they can tell I'm hungry and willing to do what we got to do to make this happen. And frankly, we're lucky, because the way that we were able to pan all our schedules out and everything, we're still on track to play in the national championship of USL2. So, even though there's a couple delays here and there, we've put together a great 10-game league schedule with the teams in Utah, and hopefully when all the cards fall, we're at the top of that and see ourselves in the USL playoffs. So
that's so exciting, and I love I know you personally, aggressive, confident. I hope that projects onto the team as well. Elliot seems to feel the same way. I know his staff is very confident. You guys have a fantastic roster as well. I love that attitude. And, of course, I think it comes from the top down, the attitude and taking on the challenges like you did over the last season. So it ought to be fun to watch you guys. We're here at Bolero, a major sponsor for Colorado Rush Pro Development. So excited that they are with you guys. I know we were here last year, a little over a year ago, making this announcement, but they're such a major part of this club.
Absolutely, and they had originally were going to come on with us last year.
Yes.
We were here to announce that, and then the season canceled, so we didn't know where that would go, and really the entertainment industry and this hospitality industry has been really one of the hardest hit. So to have the support still from Bolero, even knowing that the challenges that they've encountered this past year, it's been awesome. It's awesome that they're still giving back to the community and getting involved into the the soccer world like this. And talk about two great sports partners coming together. I mean, Bolero really the name in bowling, and then Rush Soccer, the biggest name in youth soccer. It's just a great mesh of two really awesome sports. And above that, Bolero just has these great entertainment centers. So I mean, it's just a really good partnership for us, and I think it's going to be a great relationship, and hopefully continues for years to come.
Absolutely. Last thing, and this is important as well for the players as well. You've leveled up, so to speak, next level coming in for player performance. That's huge to have that for your players. It gives them a sense of what it's like as you continue to move up through the levels of soccer and a part of pro development.
I wish I could take credit for all this great stuff, but Kylie's been really amazing. She reached out to me and she saw what we were doing here, and they really wanted to get involved. And Kylie and Joe and everybody over at Next Level, they've been really, really great to us and really just welcoming and accommodating everything that we've needed in this partnership. So a huge shout out to them for bringing us on as a partner this year, and really, like you said, the benefits are going to all go right back to the players. So it's such a win-win for everybody involved.
Well, congratulations.
I appreciate it.
We're happy to be a part of it as well. We're very excited to finally get it going here in 2021.
Well, if I could just one more shout out, I just want to thank everybody at Rush Soccer as well, Tim and everybody in the club, and even just our international partners and SPI and everybody. They've all been really, really great for us to work with. And Capelli, man, they've been really good to us too these last several months, getting us all the equipment, taking care of the players, getting those sweet Bolero logos put on the front of our gear. So, and then one more, Activate Canopy. He's really, you see all the great marketing merchandise and all the great flyers and stuff. He's been really rusty out there. Has been really great to us. So yeah, I just had to throw that out. And then, we always pay attention to the coaches and staff here, but I've also, like Elliot said, I've got a great group of people working behind the scenes that most of the time nobody ever really gets to see. But the front office group is really kicking butt, and we're looking forward to some stuff coming up this year. So all the promotions, all the ticket sales, all the marketing, all that, we've got a great crew. So I just wanted to shout out to them too. So
absolutely, we don't want to forget anybody. Joe, thank you very much. Go cut that cake, okay?
All right. Have a great day, Corey. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Joe Webb, of course, and we're going to continue on here, talk with some other folks that are behind the scenes, and so we'll switch up here and have Elliot come over and join us, and a little bit later on we're going to talk with Kylie Clark as well with the Next Level. But again, very exciting. We're so glad here, kind of the bonus coverage that we have here. Coach, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on, and congratulations. Looks like we're finally going to get a season going. This has been challenging, hasn't it?
Yeah, about time. Even like obviously 2020 season got canceled last year. It was never really guaranteed until recently that we'd have a 2021 season, because obviously, the COVID, the first wave, the second wave, and then you were wondering, well, I think it's going to open up by the summer, but I think we're really lucky in Colorado that, we've, as a state, I think we've done a really good job, kind of like, slowing the spread of the pandemic and getting people vaccinated. So we're really grateful for where we are, like from a sanitary standpoint in the state, and just obviously allowing us to return to play and compete this summer. We're ready for it.
Yeah, I think everybody's ready for it. I think the fans are excited for it as well. You're still constructing your roster, but give folks a sense of what they're going to see once you guys hit the pitch.
No, I think what we want to bring is so the roster is actually complete in terms of we have 24 players signed.
Very nice.
So 50% of these. About 50% of these 24 players were with us last year, 12 of them, and then we were able to bring 12 additional players to complete the roster. So what do the fans gonna see? They're gonna see some really hungry young men. That obviously they wanna further their career. They want to advance to the professional level. We've got kids coming from pretty much everywhere in the country, from Pittsburgh to Las Vegas, California, Texas. So there's players coming from different horizon, coming from different country. The one thing I will mention is all of our international players are currently playing in the college system here, so they're used to the environment, they're used to kind of like the US style of play, so that will save us some time. Also from a visa standpoint, because they're already in the country, it saves us some time having to work with visa and whatnot. So we were lucky. I think we've got 6 or 7 different countries represented on the roster. People coming from literally all over America. So I think there's gonna be a diverse group of boys. The unique thing is like all these people coming from different environments. Now they get together and there's one common goal, right? To compete, to perform together, to obviously go as far as we can in the USL2 season. But also what we want to do as a franchise is we want to allow these players to get exposure to MLS team, USL Championship, USL1. We want to help these players advance, advance to professional level and hopefully make a living out of playing soccer after they graduate from college.
I'm curious, just for you, you must enjoy the challenges of having so many different styles of players coming together and trying to get them to play as one. That's got to be a fun challenge.
Yeah,
for
no,
you.
it's amazing, and I think that's a challenge that not only myself but the staff is really gonna work together. It's a puzzle, right? You have a lot of beautiful pieces, and can you put them together and put the best puzzle together? So I think that's also our job as coaching, and yeah, this is what I call the fun part. This is the fun part. We've dealt with a lot of recruiting, which is talking on the phone, sending emails. This is kind of like the more tedious part, but now having the players on the pitch and us finding a style of play, us finding instilling a philosophy among all of them. I think it's the fun part, and this is what as coaches we really enjoy.
Tell me about your staff. We want folks to know who's behind the scenes and helping you out.
Yeah, no, of course. I think Wilcox, Louis was with us last year. He's primarily in charge of the goalkeeper, but also operating as an assistant when he's not with the goalkeeper. Louis is a college coach. He's now the interim head coach at UCCS. So we well experienced. He's obviously having him work with the college team. He's used to players, in those phases of development.
Right.
College player that. Just between 20 to 24 years old, obviously looking to further their career. It's not always the case, but people that want to advance and play at the professional level. So Louis is bringing us a lot of experience. He's also from Wales, so I think there's a European connection between him and myself. So we've been it's been a really good experience working with him. The boys know him, the boys respect him, so that's all positive on that end. Levi Rossi, obviously, as he said in the press conference, he's at DU. Used to be at DU on the men's side, now he's on the women's side. I think he's also really used to this phase of development because he's worked with college players now for several years. He's from Denver, so he's got really good understanding of our market, of Colorado players and what really soccer entails in Colorado. So I think he's gonna bring a lot of experience from that standpoint. But really the main thing for me is looking at Louis, looking at Levi. They're just good people more than anything else. They're willing to put the work in. They're willing to kind of work countless hours to offer the best experience possible to the players. And I think that's kind of like one of the first criteria as a staff is you got to be willing to work together and know that everybody's got the best intentions. And I think Levi, Louis both have very pure intention and just willing to be here for the players, which at the end of the day, my philosophy as a coach is it's all about the players. And I think we all kind of agree on that.
You have to ramp it up pretty quick. You
Yeah.
guys get to playing quickly, don't you?
Yeah. It's it's kind of like the beauty of the league where I think every team around the country is trying to bring the best players possible, and there's so many talent in this country that a lot of teams will have really good pool of talent. Now it's kind of like the fight against time. Like you have so little time to put it together. So how can we be efficient as next Tuesday when training starts and as of next Friday when our first preseason match is kicks off. So yeah, it's gonna be busy. It's gonna be exciting. And at this time, you kind of like as a staff we feel like we're almost there, almost starting. But there's a few days where we got to keep waiting. So just really looking forward to next Tuesday and get going really.
All right, we look forward to seeing it on the pitch and the product that you put out there. It ought to be exciting.
Yeah, no, we're excited. We're excited.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Elliot Prost is the head coach, of course, for the Colorado Rush Pro Development, and so exciting to get things going. You said they start training just next week. You had to get it together and ramp it up and get it rolling. Let's see if we can get to come on in. we'll roll you in. And Lewis Wilcox.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Elliot spoke highly of you. Congratulations, interim coach, UCCS as well. So you got a couple of things going on here, but you guys getting ready to ramp it up here. How excited are you to finally get this thing going now?
Oh, so excited. I mean, we did a lot last summer, more than most.
Yeah.
And that was conscious of us because we knew our bigger plans for this summer and, what we want to do as a franchise moving forward. And we knew that if we could, everything we could achieve last summer in a training environment was gonna build towards what we're gonna do this summer. So we're super excited. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes even that is sort of getting us ready for the summer.
Yeah. How big is it to have a pro performance like next level joining in? I mean, you lucky enough when in college, you guys really and I'm not just talking Division I. Folks don't realize you take it all the way down Division II, NAIA, the training staffs and things how important is that to have here for Colorado Rush?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the standard now.
It is.
Most of the guys coming in, they have all of these. I guess they're not luxuries anymore, but they have these things in place to allow them to be successful in their college environment. So. I think having that to where there's certainly no drop off, and hopefully with the expertise that they have at Pro Performance Next Level, it should be an improvement, and it should be that sort of next level for them. So the USL2 experience is designed to get them ready for that professional setup, and to put them in a position where when they do transition into the professional game, it's a smooth transition. And if we're doing our jobs properly, both as a staff but as an organization as well, we're checking those boxes to make sure they're getting looked after in a first-class environment. So it is important. That's what the players demand, and it's what they expect. So.
Yeah, these days, that's true.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got something like that. Well, you must like a challenge. You're a college coach, okay? So you're dealing with 18, 19 to 24-year-olds, essentially. Now you're bringing in all these players for the pro development, and a lot of different styles all trying to come together, and you guys are going to try to play as one team out there.
That's just soccer,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something that is new to us, especially as a coaching staff. Obviously, we're diverse even as a staff. So lots of new ideas, but I would say the good thing is obviously I've known Elliot for a while now, and we have a really good relationship. And we're on the same page with a lot of things, and obviously Levi joining as well. We're excited about what he's going to add to the group. But we share a lot of the same ideas about the game and the way it should be played, the players we should be bringing in to kind of match that style. We haven't just brought in anyone. As you can imagine, the interest in coming to play and spend the summer in Colorado at a USL2 club is huge. The amount of emails that we get and coaches that reach out and players that reach out. So it's not like we just take anyone and hope for the best. We really look for that player that's going to fit in with our style and allow us to progress and move forward as a team. So, yeah.
How excited are you to finally get this thing going? And you guys have to ramp up quick. You get 10 games in the regular season, try to get top of the table and get yourself into the playoffs.
That's just the nature of the league. That's the nature of the USL2 is things do happen quick. It is the season comes and goes, and you've got to try and grasp it as much as possible and make the most of the short preseason you have. But yeah, so excited. The really nice thing is the amount of returners we have. Just because, like Elliot said in the press conference, that gives us a head start, if you ask me. I know I've seen a couple of teams have started up, this week training, we're next week, but I'd like to think that gap can be made up just because we have that already team chemistry in the right place, and we know exactly what we want, and they know what their expectations are as players. So we're extremely excited to get that going, and honestly to continue to build those relationships with the players we had last summer as well. That's going to be exciting for us.
Absolutely. Well, we're still glad you're on board. It's a long time coming, man.
Yeah.
We're just about ready to kick this thing off.
Yep.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
We'll
Thanks
see
for
you.
your time. Thanks for
we'll
coming out.
see you again.
Yeah, we're excited.
All right.
Thank you.
Lewis Wilcox, assistant coach, and of course focuses on the keepers, but at the same time a part of the assistant staff. We're going to have Kylie Clark join us here, Next Level Performance Coach. What made you want to jump on board here with the Colorado Rush Pro Development?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is kind of a personal passion project for me. I'm actually a coach with the Colorado Rush on the youth side, and I've played soccer for a really long time. And so being at Next Level Sports Performance, which is basically my dream job, getting to work with athletes and people of all ages and activity levels, but combining those two things, my love for just what Next Level does, my love for Colorado Rush, bringing that to kind of the group of staff that we have and our owners and saying, hey, I think this is a really great way that we can contribute and continue to be a part of not only just the local community, but local kind of high-level athletes that we feel like we can provide really good care for.
It really is the standard these days. If you're putting together a club, USL2, this is how it's done. I guess the players kind of expect this now when they come into this next level.
Right, and that's what Joe and Elliot and I have really talked about, is providing them a really top-level professional environment where they feel like they have access to the best care, and making sure that they're taken care of throughout the season to make sure that they're healthy and at their best to get through this entire season. So,
give me some of the things that you see typically from soccer players and some of the issues that they deal with. And this isn't just about recovery. This is about prevention too. You're trying to just keep them healthy.
Yeah, so I mean, dealing with the women's side, first of all, we see that high level of, unfortunately, ACL tears. It's less so on the men's side, but it does still happen. A lot of times being soccer, how dynamic it is, we just see a lot of kind of muscular issues, kind of all over the lower body, just because of the change of direction, the speed of play, that sort of thing. So really making sure that, players coming in are fit and ready to go. That higher level of fitness is always helpful because then their body's prepared for the demands of the sport. But then maintaining that fitness level throughout is really key, just making sure they're taking care of their bodies in terms of stretching and recovery, and then also kind of keeping that strength level high throughout a season.
You're going to have a challenge this year. You're going to have players coming in at different fitness levels too, aren't you? You're really going to have to get to know these guys personally, aren't you?
Exactly. So I've started going to start doing kind of intake meetings with these players to get an assessment of where they're at coming in, because like Elliot mentioned, there's players still in the tournament. There are players that may have been done for a month. So we really got to kind of see what the ranges of what we're dealing with, and then make sure that we're creating plans for the each group of players that are coming in at different fitness levels. So.
Well, we're excited to have you on board. It's going to go fast,
It
I
is.
know, but I feel like we've been waiting, certainly over a year for this to happen.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's so exciting. Thank you
Yes,
very much for taking
thank
the
you.
time, and we'll see you out there.
Absolutely excited to be a part of it. So thank you.
All right. That is Kylie Clark, and again, part of Next Level Performance, and a huge part of what's going on here with the Colorado Rush Pro Development. So we're going to be joined by Rebecca Smith here. Yep. Put the headphones on and jump on in here. And I am so excited about this, as I was learning from Joe and watching as this was kind of coming forward here. A supporters group is so important, particularly when it comes to soccer, to have that, the people that are passionate about the beautiful sport. What made you want to come on board here and do this with the Colorado Rush?
Well, like I said, I'm the #1 fan. I've been a soccer mom for 9 years now with Colorado Rush.
Nice.
And I've seen what soccer and what Rush has given to my kids.
Yeah.
I just need to give it back. So, and my kids love to go and watch the soccer games. We actually were fortunate enough to go see the Women's World Cup finals.
Oh, wonderful.
In Europe. And that was the first time we had traveled internationally. And it was just so exciting. And when I saw those women out on the field realizing their dreams, it's like, what can I do to help everybody, support them as they realize their dreams? And that's what these kids are doing. These athletes are doing, is they're following their dreams. And if we can be just one positive step in that line, I get the fun, easy job.
Yeah.
I just get to cheer them on. Get to make that an atmosphere that is supportive for them and the coaches and our wonderful staff. I have the best job in the world.
Yeah. 12th Mountain Division. I love that name. How'd you come up with that?
Well, there are 11 players on the field. We consider ourselves the 12th player.
I love it.
So we're there to just be that extra voice and be loud and crazy and just let them know that we love them and we're so proud of them, no matter where they go or where they come from.
Yeah. not only in the stands where the support is coming from, this is going to be throughout the season. You're going to have a lot of special things going on as well.
Yes, we are. We're going to have a meet and greet, hopefully a couple times throughout the season where everybody can come and meet our players, meet our coaches, get to know them. We're going to be sending them off when they go for away games and then welcoming them home when they come back. We'll also have a banquet at the end of the season.
Wonderful.
And that'll be exclusive to our players and our coaches and our supporters groups. So, and then we've got a few surprises up our sleeves.
I
so
figured.
As COVID restrictions loosen up a little bit, we'll be able to do more and more. So if you want to get in on that ground floor, join us today.
Yeah. How do they do that?
They can go to right now to our Colorado Rush Pro Development website.
Okay.
And there's a link that you will be able to join. You're going to get some great swag. We've got T-shirts and mugs and all kinds of things. And then, like I said, you're going to get access to that special supporters group area. We might be a little socially distanced at first,
Sure.
but we can still make some noise.
Yeah, absolutely. I would imagine. Rebecca, this is so fantastic. We're glad that you're here, and we look forward to seeing you out there near the pitch, making as much noise as you possibly can.
That's right. Thank you so much for being here with us. And we're just grateful to Colorado Rush and our staff for allowing us to do this for them.
Absolutely. It's wonderful to see the support. It really is.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rebecca Smith. And don't forget, Colorado Rush Pro Development is the place to go if you would like to sign up. Well, we'll wrap things up here, but I did want to say a very special thank you to everyone here that was involved. This was a great press conference, a great way to kick off 2021 as we get things going here. I also wanted to say a special thank you to Joe, certainly, for inviting us to be a part of this run once again. So excited to be involved with the Colorado Rush Pro Development as we get going. The regular season will kick off on the 28th. There are a couple of friendlies. There'll be some preseason games as well. You'll also be able to follow. You can find all that information on the website at coloradorushprodevelopment.com. That's a great place to go. They're on Facebook. They're on Twitter as well. And make sure you sign up for the 12th Mountain Division, the Supporters Club. It's going to be so much fun. Rebecca doing such a great job. It's amazing to see the support. But then again, the Colorado Rush have been around for a long time here in Colorado. This is the next step into the USL2 and the pro development for a lot of homegrown players and a lot of players here in the United States that are part of college programs. You're going to see some very exciting matches. And we'll be streaming those home matches as well here. But we invite you to come out to Denver Christian High School. That is the home for 2021 for the Colorado Rush Pro Development. Thanks to Phil Mildred behind the scenes. He's making all of this work so that you can see it. A thank you to Joe Webb. Thank you to Bolero as well for hosting us, and of course, huge supporters of the Colorado Rush Pro Development. I'm Corey Lopez. We'll see you on match day. That's coming up on May 28th, and we may run into you out on the pitch as well at Denver Christian High School before all of that. We'll say goodbye for now, and we'll see you real soon. This has been a special presentation of Stream It Sports and the Colorado Rush Pro Development.